drop Buck the World. And he drops Mars 20. But I'm the cleanup man for all the ones that had speculations about whatever up with the unit. I come to clear it up for you. So I'm here, I'm available for everything. I've been running around the streets, and the streets love Buck. So at the end of the day, when I see you in traffic, just let me know you love me.
Trying to sabotage me, pull my music down, seeing ceases desist everywhere. Put up little posters and jokeful ass posters while you do weak ass shit behind my back and try to keep me tied to a contract. If you such a real, why don't you let me go?
Whew, things just got messy again between 50 Cent and Young Buck. After years of public shade and behind-the-scenes chaos, the beef is back on, and this time it's uglier than ever. With Buck sitting behind bars and 50 clowning him like it's just another Tuesday, fans are watching this train wreck unfold in real time. But this round, it hits differently, because 50 finally dropped the truth bomb about why Buck was really kicked out of G-Unit. And baby, it wasn't pretty. Meanwhile, Buck, he's not staying quiet. Word is, he's sending threats straight from prison, and fans are starting to wonder if this is the moment he snaps. Is it real rage or just prison bravado? Either way, he's pointing fingers at 50 for everything that's gone wrong in his life. But is Buck really the victim here? Or is this just another chapter in his long history of self-destruction? Let's take it back for a second. Buck's real name, David Brown, was just in a Tennessee courtroom on April 7th for a bond hearing. And guess what? It didn't go his way.
Now, after repeated violations of his bond supervision, Tennessee native and straight out of Cashville rapper Young Buck announced to serve time.
So Sumner County officials say there was a hearing earlier this week to revoke bond for David Darnell Brown, otherwise known as Young Buck. A criminal court judge ordered that Brown serve 30 days in the Sumner County jail. The judge will then set a new bond. Brown is scheduled for a jury trial on July 24 on multiple charges, including domestic assault and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon.
Yup. The judge revoked his bond and ordered Buck to spend 30 days in jail. Why? Because the man couldn't follow simple bond supervision terms. Twice a month, he was supposed to check in, and he kept skipping. The Sumner County Assistant District Attorney made it clear Buck violated the terms over and over. This was after already getting a break with a $60,000 0-cents bond. But instead of keeping his head down, Buck played with fire. Now the court's hoping 30 days locked up might finally get through to him. But while Buck's stuck in a cell, guess who's having the time of his life? You guessed it, 50 Cent. Petty King himself took to Instagram sharing Buck's mugshot with the caption, "Damn, how'd that head get like that? Police must have hit him in the head." Oof. The internet cackled, but if there's one man who wasn't laughing, it was Buck. Word on the street is that Buck sent a warning from jail, letting 50 know he's done playing nice. And to be fair, this ain't the first time Buck's fired back. Back in 2019, 50 trolled him hard online, reigniting rumors about Buck's dating life. Specifically, accusations involving trans women. 50 posted, "Young Buck is almost ready to drop his album. I told him his personal choice to date a transsexual will confuse some of his core audience."
I think it was last year, someone approached you, I think, at a grocery store. You were with your girl.
Yeah.
Talking all that trans stuff. And it started to escalate. At one point, you said, "I got something in the car."
Yeah, I had something wrong.
And
I mean, I'm gonna keep it solid with it. And he, the individual that played that role, you know what I'm saying? He ain't nowhere to be found around throughout here. You know, it's kind of hard to play from that perspective with an individual like me and then expect for things to be easy for you. You know, it's just the aura and stereotype of what the 50 brought, so brings to the table.
But Buck wasn't here for the jokes. He clapped back hard on Instagram Live, putting 50 on blast in front of everyone. No filters, no fear.
I thought you was 50 Cent. I've been around from you for a long time. I thought you had some real tendencies, homie. I'm a phone call away or a face-to-face meeting away with anything. Man, you're a real-life sucker. Trying to manipulate the fans' minds and play with these people. Tell these people all these old fake-ass, false-ass lies and shit. And your head, homie, let them know that all I'm doing is trying to get rid of I'm trying to fulfill whatever was there to keep it moving. You trying to sabotage me, pull my music down, send ceases desist everywhere. Put up little posters and jokeful ass posters while you do weak ass shit behind my back and try to keep me tied to a contract. If you such a real, why don't you let me go?
And then he said the unthinkable. He threatened to J-Rule 50 Cent? Yup, the same kind of career-ending chaos 50 did to J-Rule back in the day. Buck swore he'd return the favor.
You understand what I'm saying? And we fight the battle like that. What you scared for, sucker? Line me up like Ja Rule. Ball for ball with me. Play that game. You scared? You want to do sucker shit. You ain't gonna get away from me though. Hey man, all y'all man, I enjoyed it. I damn this one. I wanted to come in there, but I started to come out, all that had to stop me. Then I started to put the laughing faces up under you. You look like an idiot right now, man. Straight up, homie. But hey, if that's what floats your boat, man, do what you do. All I'm gonna do is let you know though, you know how I'm coming. It's understood. All your little gay games you playing and all that old suck ass shit you doing around here on the social media, this shit don't work, homie. You understand what I'm saying? Get out of here, nigga. What was it? You ain't had a hit. You ain't even been involved in music. I dare you to pick up a mic and come this way, nigga. I'ma slice your ass. But I'm doing this shit conservatively. I'm gonna get away from your bitch ass. I'm getting up out this contract and I'm gonna serve your bitch ass. We gonna play the game. We gonna see who Ja Rule, who, bitch. I'm talking about.
But fast forward to now, and fans aren't as sympathetic because this time, Buck's sitting in jail. Again. And folks are starting to feel like he's just blaming 50 for his own problems. And let's be real, 50 has long spilled the tea on why Buck got the boot from G-Unit. It wasn't just one thing, it was a pile of red flags, and most of them were self-inflicted. Tony Yayo once said Buck blew through all his tour money like it was Monopoly cash. During one tour, he allegedly bought 3 to 4 cars. For what? Nobody knows.
Buck was the type, go on tour, come back home, he done spent $250,000.
Right.
He done bought some cars, the living room is all white, nigga bed I got the regular bed. He got the bed with the TV coming out. He just bought a new chain.
Right.
He chilling with BMF. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm at home chilling. Buck chilling with BMF. You going broke, bro. Me's richer than all these. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. He was chilling with BMF.
Right.
I done seen Buck tell a girl, take the card, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take the card, you know what I mean? That money, it can go fast.
That ain't financial hustle. That's financial suicide. And it didn't stop there.
When you from the street and, you know, you go on tour and you make, you know, $400,000, $300,000, and the money comes in like a couple of 2 months.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got your credit card, you got girls now.
Yeah.
You got the ladies now.
Right. That's where most of the money's going.
Look, you got the ladies now. You know, you got girl over here, you paying for this, you're paying for that, you're shopping now. You know, I would say Buck was just a spontaneous buyer. Like he'll see a car, buy it.
You said that he would shop at the airport.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I remember you saying. Like he would buy out the airport shops where the price is like 3 times as high.
Buck will buy all the weed. Like say a nigga got 2-3 pounds of weed, he'll buy all the weed so nobody else can smoke. He was just like, yo, this nigga bought all the jars. Like, nigga, save us something. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying to you is I feel like, you know, us being young black men from the hood and that money comes so fast, we not thinking about the tax part of it.
Buck apparently had a weed habit that was out of control. We're not talking a few blunts. We're talking pounds, 2 to 3 pounds at a time. 50 and Tony Yayo were stunned at how much money Buck threw at weed alone.
$400,000. You know, you got a grace period to pay. Say you spend $200,000 out that $400,000, the other $200,000 still there because tax is giving you a grace period to pay that. You might not have to pay that till 2-3 years later. And you don't realize that till tax time come around and you like, damn.
It's piling up.
Oh, these niggas, 125 on 150. I've been spending a lot of money. We ain't been on tour in a minute. You know, and you just live and you learn, man.
Well, at that point, Buck is out of G Unit, and he ends up dropping a diss record with Game.
He did?
I think so.
I didn't remember that, yeah.
And if you think that's an exaggeration, think again. A single pound can run well over $3,000, 0 cents depending on the strain. Buck was allegedly smoking out his whole crew, on his dime. Broke, but still trying to be the plug? Make it make sense. 50 even said back in the day, Buck didn't get high to relax anymore. He just maintained his high, in his words. He's not even getting high, he's just maintaining it. And let's not forget, 50's never been about that drug life. Back in 2011, he told Piers Morgan straight up, he doesn't touch drugs, period. And that's the difference. 50 thinks like a businessman. Buck, he was acting like a ticking time bomb.
About you, which I found surprising. I don't want to insult you by saying that, but I remember asking you, how many drugs have you taken?
Right, and I don't actually use drugs. It was a
Never taken drugs?
No, it was an easy option. It was either you can take $10 or $5 that you spent on buying weed to smoke it or put it in your pocket. My motivation at that point, it wasn't like I was making the decision to do it with the comfort of having things just around me at access. There weren't things around. Like it was.
But most people of your peer group at the time would have been taking drugs. So it showed a self-discipline, which is odd in a boy of that age.
And I got a chance to see a lot of my grandmother's. My mother was one of 9. So I got a chance to watch a lot of my mother's sisters and brothers at different periods, like experiment with the usage of drugs.
That's exactly why 50 distanced himself. He wasn't about to let Buck drag G Unit down. He had too much to lose. Meanwhile, Buck seemed determined to get himself locked up or broke.
Drop him off the label. He's actually Young Buck, a solo artist on G Unit Records.
Right. Well,
and he could continue.
You have a financial interest in that part.
Yeah, so he could continue to do what he was doing there. But I don't need that within the actual group because it causes friction, it causes problems. So now, what happens when you got Tony feeling like I'm letting him get away with all of that?
What happened?
Sure, they had some good years, but 2008 was when everything started crumbling. Reports revealed Buck owed huge amounts to the IRS. In an effort to help, 50 even loaned him money, but Buck didn't pay him back. Instead, he got exposed in the most humiliating way. 50 dropped a recorded phone call of Buck crying and begging for help. That moment burned into hip-hop history.
I done said things, and I'm aware of some of the things that I done said, but I don't want you to feel like, by false, feel that I'm a game or a smurf. None of them niggas, man. Like, I ain't no nigga that, like, even if you get the worstest to me, it's nothing that I could ever say to you, bro. I'm that type of nigga. That, like, I'm serious. Like, it's nothing, like, nothing.
This is 50.com.
And I couldn't even make a verse I couldn't write a rap negative in my mind and my train of thought.
And just when you think the money issues were bad enough, here comes the biggest betrayal in 50's eyes. Buck started cozying up to the Ops, The Game, Jim Jones, Jadakiss, all dudes 50 publicly beefed with. And what did Buck do? He showed up around them like nothing was wrong. Now, Buck tried to explain it away. In a Vlad TV interview, he said he wasn't actually friends with those guys, just ran into them in the industry. Claimed they always showed love. Claimed he told 50 about it every time, but let's be real, that wasn't gonna fly. Because to 50, loyalty ain't about explaining. It's about not putting yourself in that position in the first place. You ride with your crew or you don't ride at all. And to him, Buck was playing both sides. So when 50 fired him and told their shared business manager to cut him off too, Buck was done. No support, no G Unit, no backup. Left out in the cold with no one to call. And eventually, he had no choice but to file for Chapter 13 bankruptcy just to stay afloat. But here's the wild part. Even after all that, Buck is still out here claiming he doesn't understand why 50 turned on him. Just this January, during an interview with Steve-O on Wild Ride, Buck said, "I don't know what I did to make him not want me to feed my children." He even called 50 his big bro. He said he still watches Power, still respects him, still loves him. So the question becomes, if Buck still has all this love for 50, why does 50 keep going at him? From Buck's side, it's personal. From 50's, it's business. Cold, hard business. In a Hot 97 interview, 50 said it best. People don't see what the other person is doing, they just pay attention to me. And honestly, that's the truth. To the public, 50 often looks like the bad guy, but behind the scenes, This beef runs deep, years of betrayal, bad business, and broken trust. Now, with rumors flying that Buck's sending threats from jail, fans aren't surprised, but they are divided. Some say 50's been petty for years, others think Buck's just mad at the mirror, because let's be real, 50 didn't make Buck blow through his money, miss court dates, or hang with his enemies. That was all Buck. And now that he's behind bars, he's still playing the victim. But fans, they've seen the pattern. Buck gets chances, wastes them, then blames 50 over and over. And 50? He's not the one to guilt trip. He'll expose you with receipts, voicemails, whatever it takes. Remember that crying phone call? That wasn't to shame him. That was 50 saying, you did this to yourself. And honestly, at this point, so is the rest of the internet. Because the sad truth is, Young Buck's biggest enemy might be Young Buck. And the saddest part, it didn't have to be this way. Because Buck, he had it all. Talent, a platform, one of the biggest names in hip-hop standing behind him. But instead of protecting that opportunity, he let ego and bad decisions take over. He treated his second chance like a party instead of a blessing. And while Buck was crashing and burning, 50 Cent was building. TV shows, book deals, liquor empires, real estate. He evolved, he elevated, he moved different. And the higher he climbed, the more Buck was left behind. That gap, it turned into resentment, and resentment turned into beef. But what people always forget is this: 50 Cent doesn't destroy people. They destroy themselves trying to keep up with him. So as Buck sits in jail, allegedly sending threats, giving interviews, and begging for sympathy, he might want to sit with one brutal truth. 50 ain't the reason you're stuck, you are. Until Buck faces that truth, there's no redemption arc, no comeback, no rebirth. Because at the end of the day, there's no growth without accountability. And right now, Buck hasn't shown a single ounce of it, so what's next? Does Buck come out swinging, trying to reignite his career and pick another fight with 50? Or does 50 keep doing what he's always done? Drop another meme, another voicemail, another cold-blooded jab, and remind the world who's really in control. One thing is clear. Young Buck didn't get kicked out of G-Unit because 50 was hating. He got kicked out because 50 got tired of babysitting a man who couldn't save himself.